Good afternoon, everyone. To those in the East, at least, it's good afternoon. To those in the West, good morning still. I'm Doug Grant, one of the partners at Insurance-Canada.ca. I'd like to welcome you to another Technology in Action webinar, this one titled Transforming Employee Health Benefits, which in fact is a bit of a misnomer, as health benefits in this case are not being transformed. It's really the administration of them that is being. I have always been a strong believer that people innovate, and technology is merely a tool. It enables. Technology may be underlying today's topic, but people brought it to life and people use it. We have seen insurance people taking advantage of the ever-developing stream of richer, better, faster developments in technology for a long time. They have found opportunities to improve all aspects of the insurance business, from marketing and distribution through underwriting to claims and reinsurance. And of course, there's always product development as well. Some broader potential changes to the business of insurance that are emerging today include marketplaces, ecosystems, insurance on demand, embedded insurance, and numerous others. But central to each of these is a focus on the customer, with an improved user experience leading to more new customers and loyalty. On our agenda today, I will run through some administrivia and introduce our presenter. Following the presentation and demo, there will be a Q&A session and a wrap-up. But before we dive in and introduce the speaker, a few administrative details. As you are listening, should you have any questions you would like to add to the speaker, please enter them into the Q&A box, the question panel on the major control panel. If you, on the other hand, have any technical questions or queries about the operation of the webinar, etc., please enter that into the chat box. Following the presentations, I will present questions you have asked to the speaker. We are recording the webinar. We will send a note to you with a link to the recording itself in the next day or so, and some contact information too, if you wish. 5 of the numerous trends in the insurance that I in particular am watching are the continuing growth and evolution in consumers and their digital preferences, and the extent to which people are digitally connected. The move from a focus on indemnification to more of a manage the risks philosophy that we're seeing in a number of areas now. A growing use of the Internet of Things to monitor risk, monitor progress, and watch behavior, etc. Changing characteristics of insurance, one example being embedded insurance. And a good example of that is today's health benefits. When an employee signs an employment contract, standard benefits are included or embedded in the agreement, and others may be optional or, in some terms, voluntary. Increasing connections, in some cases, even partnerships across vertical ecosystems. And today is almost on the verge of that when we're looking at healthcare benefits, which in a sense are one leg in each of the insurance industry and one leg in the health industry. So it's an interesting combination of the two. And we're going to see lots of interesting things happen in that space over time. Each of these 5 trends, except perhaps the Internet of Things, are relevant to today's presentation. And even the Internet of Things could be in the sense of monitoring someone's progress during recovery period and any costs that are incurred during that. Now, let me introduce our speaker from Simply Benefits, Canada's newest fully digital employee benefits provider. Unfortunately, Keenan Hall, who was going to be our introduction speaker, is ill today and unable to attend. And so Bonnie has agreed to take over that particular role as well. Thank you, Bonnie, for stepping in. Whoops, and there's a transition to Keenan. I'm going to stop showing my slides at the moment, or sharing, and I will let Bonnie then take over. All I have to do is find the right stop share. There we go. Sorry.
Awesome.
Bonnie, over to you.
Well, thank you, Doug. That's awesome. No, we're really excited to have the opportunity, and thank you again for inviting us to do so. Keenan wishes he could be with us. We certainly work as a strong team, but I'll ask your audience to also bear with me, as I'm not as strong on toggling with just one screen. I'm working on a laptop, so bear with me a little bit, but this is going to be great. So we'll dive right in. I'm going to pull up my slides. I'll share, and just let me know when you can see my screen.
It's up now.
All right, rock and roll. Let's go. So everyone, thanks for giving us the time. I'm going to try to run through and make sure it's a good use of your time. I think we have about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then maybe some questions. But my main goal, outside of thanking Doug for the opportunity to talk to you, is to connect with you offline as well. Your practice, assuming that you're an advisor, joining or a plan administrator, is very different than the broad brush we're going to stroke it with today. So please reach out and connect. So this is what, if we were to take our best stab at what does the future of employee benefits look like, this is what we think it would look like from a built from scratch solution. And I always make the analogy of a new build. So if you've been in the housing space, not only just in this wild market, but looking at a new home or to renovate a century home, which are beautiful as well, often we look at double the time and double the cost. And so if you were to look at a new build, what would that look like to get it exactly to serve your family's needs with the newest technologies for efficiency? So our mission, just to summarize, is to simplify the Canadian employee health insurance with innovative technology for a better experience. And 97% of our user experience is through the application, so right on your phone. So second to having your hand on the phone today or your hand on the mouse. Thank you for kind of listening, but it is more than just a software system, so it should create some efficiencies from the 25 pain points that we've identified. So we're not here to disrupt. And so I'll touch on that. So we're just going to review our company so you feel like you get to know us a little bit, even through the screen. We'll do a custom new build, what that looks like, in a real-time demo. So some background, the who and the why and the how. Jeff Cox is our founder, and he's been in the industry for just over 18 years now, as a group benefit advisor himself in the interior of the Okanagan, BC. And he was looking at, what was growing in the different directions, and based on what the insurance providers were offering, the insurance carriers and their experience, and then what the new tech startups were also offering. And his position, certainly that I share, is not to disrupt what works really well, but maybe just to fix on what the foundations that we know could be improved, and keeping the independent advisor at the front of that. So Eric Wine is our co-founder and CTO, and he's really the mastermind behind the software and the system. And he's chose a small team of software developers working on one language, Reenact, to be quick and make changes on our customers' request quite quickly. So I share that with you. Our core values, I think, are really important, and I'll run over these, but we really do bleed them and live them. And I hope you feel that as a customer or an employee when you pick up the phone and you talk to someone directly, not toll free. But also just in terms of our readiness to return to you. So if we missed your call, that's kind of my analogy there. But, even my own friends, and I'm sure you're similar with your own family in terms of going to work and what that looks like these days with the change to work from home or work remote. But you certainly will find a team of engaged and ready to grow and passionate people. And I hope that truly is the differentiator here, and you will see it in our delivery as well. But ultimately, when it comes to employee group benefits packages, and I know we're talking Insurance Canada, so a lot of property and casualty folks potentially as well, but group benefit employees is really to attract, compensate, and retain employees, right? It's an extension of their monetary compensation package. And so you can pool those together and spread some risk and take care of your people this way. So that's really the goal. And forgive my my formatting here on my short-term disability, but really the traditional wish list of group benefits comes from I'm going to call it very traditional, what it should look like, or what it looks like, or what is offered today. And some of these are tied in the marketplace of what has to be purchased, but ultimately it's a little bit of financial planning, a little bit of life insurance, accidental death and dismemberment, critical illness for, if you have a cancer diagnosis and what impact that can have on the family and finances, But on the right-hand side, you have your extended healthcare, so your drugs, which are typically around 90% of the healthcare costs that are catastrophic. I'll say that over a certain limit. And then your paramedicals, so your massage, chiro, physio, travel insurance, that's changing, but that's out of country and out of province, dental, and then spending accounts is relatively, if we could call it new. We can't, what is new in group benefits when, our tech is ever changing, but spending accounts is relatively new, just allowing some flexibility in terms of what is covered underneath either a health plan, so a health spending account, which is not taxable, or a taxable account, which is covering really almost any other items. You could think of it as golf green fees or yoga pants or energy efficient windows. It really stretches beyond imagination. So we partner, so Simply Benefits is at its core a tech company, but we partner with some services on the right-hand side that allow us to have direct payment, right? Like how you would at the pharmacy with TELUS. So you're not out of pocket at all, or at the Canadian Dental Association. And in the middle is our insurance partners that we've chosen or have chosen us. And they are fantastic for, leveraging the risk and offering catastrophic coverage. So we take this example and we put it fully digital onboard experience into a real-time platform. So we take the best of everything out there with the least exclusions. I always joke sometimes in insurance, it's not about what you cover, it's what you exclude. And so we take the best insurance products and put it into a seamless user experience. And I'm going to be able to show that to you today. I'm just skipping along here to save time, but really ultimately what you're looking for if you're looking for a new user experience is to save time. Real-time reporting, correct, accurate reporting, correct, accurate invoices, onboarding without a 6-week turnaround time, reduced paperwork or data entry, not just at the plan administrator level, the employee level, but also once it gets to head office, right? And is it truly digital to seamlessly connect it to your claims adjudication team as well? So ultimately, we're selling time. So fraud prevention and security is always one that comes up when it comes to an insurance tech new platform. I'm talking to this as if I would talk to my mom or my dad or my family. And so forgive me, I'm sure I know Doug would be for sure versed on these type of security measures, but to gain some comfort around it, AWS is the platform that we've chosen to build on, Amazon Web Services. And fun fact, because once I heard this, I thought that was kind of neat, is that the CIA in both Canada and the US have chosen AWS for their fraud and security since I believe 2013, or is it 2011, and they've continued to renew it. So I, at the risk of getting too into it, I say, if it's okay for them, it should be okay for us. So let's just get into a real-time demo. This is where Keenan and I love to kind of work together on these presentations where instead of telling you what it's like, we're just going to get into it and show you what the user experience would look like. So I'm assuming you can still see my screen, but now I've just switched to the internet. Any browser works. Chrome is ours here. But this will be the advisor platform. And then we'll go through the plan administrator platform today, and then also the employee platform as well. So there's three sites with us because we have 3 very different customers, and then also our partners and the pharmacies and the dentist clinics as well, right? But also, and then of course the application. So I'll show you a little bit of what that would feel like today, but without you having your hands on the phone, right? So this is the advisor platform. And so this would be, I'm assuming that we have mostly advisors on the call. So this would be you could even call it your CRM. This is your dashboard and how you're going to, so you'd log into Simply Benefits. You'd reach out to me. We'd have a conversation. We'd get you set up. So here on the left-hand side is the same that's in the middle, these different tiles, depending how you'd like to toggle. You have your quotes here. And we're going to go through one of those examples today. I just need to refresh. VPN's okay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, sign in. Here's that security. Okay, so we'll some quotes here. You can see different ones that we've done in the past along this. These are just sample ones. But then if you're over here, we'll go pending accounts, see if any that are just with underwriting or waiting for a census or what that looks like here. You have your active accounts, so those would all be listed there. I'll share this one with you. If you go into active accounts, just a sample right out of the gate here, you can see already how you can have your account details. So this will be all, and you can edit them here as well. So these would be for who your plan administrator is and what their email address is or what the address is. So use the advisor can update that. The census plan overview, easily for you to see here. You could also download it, come up here in a PDF. You can, PDF that over, email over to your client, making it a little bit easier for self-service. Going back here, you have the administrators. Now you could also, here's your parent admin example here and their information there. They're the only one that have access to the invoices and reporting. But if you wanted to create another one, you could do that on your end as well. And depending on the divisions, you could change that too. I won't get as detailed on all the examples as we go through. I like to make the analogy, or we say, there's 25 pain points of how it can make your job easier. And if you lay that down flat, what would that look like? So, and we continue to get more sophisticated with your feedback, right? I'll get a call or a text, hey, wouldn't this be neat? Or this is cool. And then we run it by Jeff and the dev team and see when we could, what that looks like. Because if you think it, I'm sure other customers would as well. So here's your commissions on this specific case. Oops, I'm running over. But your reports for them, the commissions, the pricing, invoices you have access to in real time. You can review the history. This goes by benefit as well as by employee as well. And your reports. So we have a certificate listing. Loss ratio report is only for the advisor, so they can explain that to their clients themselves, and the master application if they need that as well. So all this information is right at your fingertips. I think what I'll do, will quickly show you commissions, but then I think we'll just build out an account and we'll see what that experience looks like for the user. I would typically say if I had the opportunity to connect with your team directly, any questions here, there's usually a lot of inquiries on this one, but your commissions are all paid here, and depending on how you connect to your advisor accounts would be how who could see what kind of thing. We'll get creative with that. So here's the administrator. So the administrator site is very similar to the advisor site, and I did a little bit of a cooking show model, I'm going to call it, just to squeeze in our time, but certainly happy to run through this in real time as well. But this is for the plan administrator, and so their site looks quite similar, but we've already done our initial getting ready or getting set up with them, and that's a quite quick process. That could be 24 to 48 hours, depending on the only thing we do that's a little different is we wait for TELUS to turn it on before we even send the enrollments to the employees. And so this would be an example of the administrator inbox. And this would be, hi Jane, welcome to Simply Benefits. Follow the link to get started on your advisor account. And here's your temporary password out of the gate. This would be when the application, or welcome to Simply Benefits. Oh, that's another one. Your application is ready. So this is when we're first doing the master app. Click on the link before it expires. And from there, this was already been done because the provided link is invalid. The master app's already been signed. As I said, we did a little bit of a cooking show model here. But just to give an idea, for the plan administrator, you also see here how they're triggered or they're waived or flagged or brought to their attention about higher NEM eligibility. That will be for disability. There's also brought to their attention for security alerts, of course, and also for when their enrollments are ready. So there's different things to keep them engaged along the road. For the enrollments ready, that would be for us to, so all I'm saying here is that we kind of flip it on its head where the advisor does everything very similar. So you're going to send a regular request to quote to Simply Benefits or do it through the website. We're going to find we're going to get the rates right. That's a little bit of an art and a dance. And then once we say, okay, go, that's when we engage the plan administrator. They come here and then they're engaged before we even send an employee enrollment out to their employees. So once the employee is, or once the plan administrator, they can see their plan design already, Same to the advisor. I'll just have to refresh this one. Oh, now I'm signed out. Enrollment's ready. Here we go. You know what? Just bear with me here. Oh, am I not in there yet? Addie. Okay. How's this? Ta-da! All right. Okay, so this is, so in Addie's, you can see the plan design, the reports, the invoices, settings, and administrators, very similar to the plan advisor. So you can create an admin, they can create another admin. Of course, this admin wouldn't have access to what the parent does, but only their own division. So what I'd like to show you today, in the spirit of time and moving along here, is the employee experience. Census or in Excel, or just do it one-on-one. You can view pending changes for those in the future. Oops. This kind of thing. But what I'd like to show you, let's get back here, is we're going to enroll. So here's all your employees. You can see how you can filter them by class, by status, wage status, by hire date. Down here we have, we're going to enroll Jim. We're just going to do one versus all of them. But we're going to notify and we're going to email his enrollment. I'll point out once he has you can do a push notification, so it showed up right on the front of his phone, or you can send him a custom one that says, you know, Stampede was great. Did you survive? I'm teasing. You know, we have a party on Friday, BYOB, or you know, your spending accounts are going low at the end of the year. Use it or lose it, that kind of thing. So for today, we're going to do an enrollment, and we're just going to send him this enrollment. So notification sent successfully. So I'm going to jump into Jim's here, his inbox. There it is. Refresh. Welcome to Simply Benefits. Time to enroll. So here you can see digital drug card, welcoming them to Simply Benefits. Click your account to sign up. So he clicks the link here. This is your enrollment process, where I've kept you to the end here, guys. But he can create a password. And you can see the steps on the process of the enrollment right at the top. Again, this is all digital. So his first name, last name. Oops, look, Jimbo, we are expecting Jim. So we want to make sure that we get the names correct, and that's how we get it out correct right out of the gate. Marital, his status, he is going to be married. We're going to have his phone number here. I live in Alberta for purposes of our demonstration. You can see along the side we have different tips to help him. What is a solo? What is a duo? What is a family? What counts as eligible? Waive or not waive if he has other coverage. We'll just say do not waive, but if he was to waive, is it for himself or dependents only? Again, the system's going to be intuitive to know what questions to ask based on his previous answers. So we're going to have him with 2 dependents. It's going to be Jane. Jimbo will be his wife. Now, if she put her email address here, she would have her own access. Female, we'll do date of birth. And this will be her wife. Yes or no, does she have any other coverage? Yes. Ask more questions. No, it doesn't. We'll do Jim Jr. Oh, he can have his own email as well if you want to have his own access. Let's go 2000 and let's make it underneath the age of 18 so that we can see what that looks like. And this will be his child. Add dependents. If that wasn't included previously on the census, that's okay. They can add them here. Continue. Beneficiaries. How many beneficiaries do you want? Just one. What is a beneficiary? All that on the side as well. And he's going to make it Jim Jr., his son. This is for example. Shares, we'll give them 100%, revocable, date of birth. I think we said it was going to be 2015 was what it was. This, again, the relationship is child. So add a contingent. So you can continue here. You can see here with the trustee is asked. Now this is only asked because it's over the age of 18 or underneath the age of 18. And he's going to have it with Jane until Jim Bowe Jr. Is over the age of 18. So spending accounts, this is that flex option that we gave them in the beginning. Now this would have been discussed before, but as part of the enrollment process, they get to choose. Again, what is a health spending account? Let's help the employees out understand this a little bit. What is taxable, what's not taxable? So if I put, 500, I'm going to split it down the board, 500 over here, won't miss anything. And then continue. Confirmation, everything looks like correct. I'm Jim Bowe. Jim Bowe, this is his digital signature, works for beneficiaries and is CLHIA compliant as well. And what do we say? I don't know. Same thing. There we go. So the accounts could, now here's what's true. Jim has done this either on his phone or on his app in real time. And now he's at the, oh, now we want to make Jim here. I'm going quick there, Doug. I could feel you saying, oh, maybe we're coming close to the end, but don't hesitate to ask questions as I kind of just complete this process too. Happy to share that. Jimbo. So now Jim's in his, what do we got here? Jim is in his account. He has to add his banking information, but otherwise this is his employee dashboard. So you can see now he can see his claims. Now I've jumped into, again, another cooking show to show you a little bit, because just for time, I want to make sure you can see claims and how that looks like. But what claims have been submitted, his benefits card is here, including his travel assistance. If he wants to download it, print it out, he can do that here as well. Cut and save it. So ultimately, just to kind of summarize, as we kind of, I'll show you some other functions here. The goal here is not to disrupt or really change a lot, but create efficiencies to make it a better user experience for the traditional benefit plan, but then also some creativity around spending accounts and providers that we put all into one platform as well. So usage, this is one of my favorites, is, include here how basic and major combined, how much you have remaining, how much you've used in comparison to your overall spend, just so visually you can comprehend it. And I hope that reduces questions, not only for yourself as the advisor, but also the plan administrator. Prescription delivery, we work with pocket pills, and so that would be a single toggle over to pocket pills, and then they can get started with them as well. That's an online digital pharmacy. So I think overall, other than sharing a claim, that would be the speed dating part of this show. I can quickly submit a claim here, select a receipt. If I go, now this would be done similar to your banking app, where you could take a picture of your claim right on your phone, but because I'm on the browser, I'm just adding it here. Amount submitted, oops, 100, let's say. Service date is going to be today. Is that 20th today? Yeah. Next, is this correct? Yes, submit. Now, because I have a spending account, it's also going to ask me to top off. So you don't have to do another claim for the additional that are remaining. Only 80% could be claimed for Bonnie in the situation. But Jim, would you like to pay the remaining amounts of the 20% for this? Yes, no, yes. And then you have claim completed. And so 100% it's done in one shot. Overall, you have your resources here for your booklet, your EAFP, and your support. Call us anytime. We're also online as an engine here to talk to us directly as well. So I know that I'm coming maybe even over on the time's in the corner, so I can't just see it. But one of the sizzles I will say is, and part of the fun, if insurance can be fun, is the white labeling for no additional cost for groups over 50 lives, or you can white label this for your advisor branding as well. So how we do that is, instead of having it the blue and the white for Simply Benefits or saying Simply Benefits, we'll take the logo, the colors right from the website of your client or yourself, and then it looks white, and then it looks, white labeled and completely, if it's red and white, in your company colors. the employer is paying for the group benefit plan at least 50%. Why not double down and showcase and give the credit back to them, kind of thing? To, again, going back to the goal to attract, retain, and compensate employees. So I will pass it back to you, Doug, in just one short second. I'll just give a little bit of an advertisement. Our optional benefits is going to be released by the end of this summer. So fall 2022 here, and we're really excited about this because of the pain points that we see in optional benefits when they go through payroll deduction, and then if they leave the plan in conversion. This will enroll the employee right out of the gate, or offer to enroll the employee right out of the gate during the enrollment process on the final step for the like you saw there after the spending accounts, and then they can see what they'd like for life insurance, accidental death and dismemberment, critical illness, depending on their budget. And then have it taken right from their bank account as well. So we're very excited about this piece as well. But thank you, Doug. I know that I'm a minute over, so I'll pass the ball back to you and stop sharing my screen here.
Thank you, Cindy. Very much appreciate it. Cindy, no, that's Cindy over there.
Same.
Thank you very much.
That's great.
Trying to think of what I'm going to ask. Any case, there aren't a lot of questions from the chat, but I do have one that I would like to ask, which I'm sure the people who are attending would like to as well, and you perhaps already answered a bit. What do advisors like the most about working with Simply Benefits, would you say?
Ooh, the most, I would say that whole, the ease of doing business. So it's actually the plan administrators that give praise the most, I would say, and that gives the advisor confidence to do another one. So usually it's the first one that the advisor's like, okay, we'll try it out, let's see. And then the plan administrator gives the great praise back, or it's been easier, or they've had a system like it before, or they're thankful in some capacity. Unsolicited good feedback is always a really good indication of support. And then that's where the advisor gets comfort and familiarity themselves as well, and confidence to do another one. So their happy clients make them happy.
Got you. And I guess the other one was how advisors get hold of you. You did mention they could just call, but I will send in the note tomorrow about the recording. I will send your contact details, etc., if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yes. Please. It's a digital world. Please add me on LinkedIn. Love to connect with you. I'm very much a text and a call person. So 250-215-7668. Be great to connect.
Well, there it is up front. So
yeah.
In any case, thank you so much. I can't believe
guys.
how much of Simply Benefits platform and business that you covered. That was amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Hopefully our attendees, those of people who have registered and are part of the presentation, have been able to glean as much as I did. And they know the business a lot more, so they probably glean twice as much. In any case, given that I think we're out of time, that brings us to the end of our webinar today. Thank you, Bonnie, for sharing information about Simply Benefits and how it's helping to improve the administration of employee and group health benefits. And we saw that in spades. Thank you again. Another interesting example, this is, of technology in action and how it is an enabler to a constantly changing world. On behalf of those attending, we appreciate your material and illustrations. Thanks also to you in the audience for registering and attending. We will be sending a note in the next day or so with, as I indicated before, directions to see the recording should you wish to see it again or to pass it along to someone else. We also welcome any comments you might have about today's webinar. Just send them to me, Doug Grant at Insurance-Canada.ca. Now that we are 2.5 years into the COVID pandemic, can you believe it? Have a major war in progress, don't like those, face increasing inflation and need to focus on climate change. Please continue to be part of the solution. Do what's needed to keep yourself and others around you, and around the world for that matter, safe and healthy. That concludes today's webinar. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day and a good summer. Bye for now.